second. Oh, yeah. Let's not do live. We'll just do offline. Fuck it.
Okay.
This is Eric and Gord. What if we're right? Listen to the world changing.
Well, hi there. That doesn't have to follow us on Instagram and stuff. I gotta fix that. Hey, hi there. Happy Saturday. It is April 18th, 2020, and I'm Eric, talking at you once again from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where the hero doesn't get the reward. The hero pays the price.
Oh, what do they say? No good deed goes unpunished?
That's exactly what they say. Hey, Gord, how are you doing, buddy? I feel like we haven't talked in, like months.
It feels like, I know, I was just saying, it feels like it's been fucking weeks. It's been like 3 days.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for listening.
2 days.
Thanks for telling your friends and sharing the show and being a part of the whole thing. I want to quickly say hi to our very good friend Jeffrey Davis from the Functionally Dysfunctional Show on Apple Podcasts. It's the second funniest podcast on the internet today. And hey, kids, if you haven't already checked out The Truth About Marriage, you should, especially if you're married. You can get the book and the full movie at thetruthaboutmarriage.com. And I don't know if you saw it, Gord, the thing that Feldman tried to do with the streaming movie, that's like catching on now. Like movie companies are trying to do that. So that could become, because of the COVID thing, no one can go to a movie theater, right? So what the fuck is Cineplex going to do? They need to make money too. So they're trying to do the same streaming thing. So we'll see. That could be the new wave of movies. Like rather than Netflix, it'd be like going to the theater. You pay a little bit and you stream the brand new movie and that'll take over. Just like virtual racing. Why would you want to crash $1 million car and potentially kill yourself when you can just virtual race and nobody can tell the fucking difference?
I'm actually really disappointed that I haven't seen the virtual racing yet.
It's super cool. I hate to admit it, but it's cool. Like, it almost makes NASCAR watchable.
Yeah, it's I don't mind watching NASCAR on TV sometimes. Like when you've got a really good TV and a home theater system, the sound quality is amazing. The cars racing by and the camera angles are sick as shit.
And these new guys that put this together, they captured the sound so perfectly. You could hear all the cars gearing. It sounds just the sound is the most impressive thing to me, is how real it sounds.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. Check it out. Everybody check out, I can't believe I'm endorsing it because they didn't fucking hire me, but check out NASCAR. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I think the thing I'm interested to see is when the drivers go back to real racing. Like, a lot of them have already been in horrible crashes with nothing happens, right? You're just fine. So when they go back to a real track, they're either going to be completely fucking fearless because they're going to think it's virtual racing, or they're going to be so fucking timid because they're like, okay, we're on a real track now. I don't want to really die.
You see, yeah, I bet you'll be the timid thing that'll happen for sure.
It'll definitely be one or the other. Exciting stuff. So yeah, virtual racing, very cool. People check it out. I applied. I entered a contest to be a songwriter for NASCAR this year. I made the short list of 77, I think it was. And then I never heard back. So I'm a little bitter.
Fucking NASCAR.
Hey kids, if you want to hear more of the music that didn't make it on NASCAR, or you want links to our very recent guest Serena Sabella, you can find them all at www.ericandgord.live. It is a fantastic little sexy website. I every time I get a chance, I fix it up a little bit for you guys so you like it more. So go there and then link to our store and buy stuff because I'm broke. That's all I got. That's it. Virtual
that
racing,
works.
Cool. Nothing is going on in the world, and I've just stopped caring. I work so much now that I don't give a fuck about the COVID thing. And at my work, it is just insane what we're doing for it. So I've just given up on news. I hate it. I hate it all. I hate the spin they've put on it, and I just don't want to deal with it anymore. So I've left it up to Gord, and he's fished up some good stuff for you guys. I mean, our crack research team has given Gord the
Gotta
best.
give credit where credit's due, man. Come on. These guys work their asses off.
We can find. They are they're an impressive crew, I'm gonna say. You know what's impressive? This new laptop I got, fucking Cortana is balls on it. I love her. I love Cortana. I'm just saying, she is so great on this. Like, I don't use my hands for anything. Well, a couple things, but I don't touch my computer.
That's so good.
I don't touch my computer. That's all. What's happening in the world? I haven't paid attention because I got a new laptop, and I just like stare at pictures of us and how good they look. I didn't realize how bad my other one looked. Anyways, enough about that. Let's do a podcast. Hey guys.
Yeah. I'm not even sure where to begin. Let's start international, work our way back. Eric, if you have the chance, since you're in front of your computer, because this will help with the visual aspect of that.
I don't have the chance.
Oh,
go ahead.
There's an Iranian Instagram star by the name of Sahar Tabar. Sahar. You know who I'm talking about?
I'm actually familiar. Yes.
Okay. On her own, she's a beautiful fucking woman. But she does this crazy makeup shit and makes her look right fucky. Her real name is Fatima something.
Of course.
Yeah. She came to fame after posting photos where she resembled that she has been described as a zombie version of Angelina Jolie.
I remember those photos.
Say that. Right, exactly. Well, she was arrested in the end of last year for crimes including blasphemy and instigating violence.
Thank God for that.
She's been in
much
jail.
Much safer, knowing that criminals like that are being dealt with.
Right. She has sort of come. A news released by her lawyer said that she has been infected with the coronavirus while in jail.
Awesome. And
she's like a little sort of bitchy about the whole thing. But the head of the prison, is flat out saying, "Nope, she's not infected. Nope, it's not true. I'm denying it. Nope, it's not true."
Has she been tested?
She is. They're not going to say. They're literally not saying anything. They're just saying, nope, she gets nothing. Fuck this bitch. It's just goes to show that don't trust anybody in charge.
And I gotta tell Iranians, don't fuck around. Like, you know what's gonna happen. I'm sorry your country sucked since the revolution, but you fuck around, you go to jail. You know that's how it goes. Like, I wish we could do better for you. Clearly, our leaders can't, but you can't fuck around. This is what happens if you don't want to go to Iranian jail. It's real jail. That fucking sucks. The whole international community should be doing something about bullshit like this. Like, the crimes that these people go to jail for are ridiculous. But I guess they kind of know what they're doing, too.
I guess.
Like, you live there, you know what you can and cannot do. And she's obviously got on the radar of someone who's doing what she's not supposed to do. It sucks. It shouldn't be. And everyone, more than Eric and Gort, should be mad about it. Like, the fucking government should be mad about it. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Because they got all the oil.
Her lawyer... not pronouncing that name, wrote an open letter to Iran's judiciary, which he posted on his Instagram account.
Which they immediately burned and did not read.
Of course. He said that he was told by her mother that she has been moved to a quarantine section of the prison after displaying symptoms of the virus. He also said that although her crimes that she was doing were literally just minor, that she was a minor when the crimes were committed. She's still not being eligible for temporary release, even though if she has this virus. So literally the Iranian prison system is saying, nope, she doesn't have it. Nope, we're not going to look into it. Nope, we're going to deny absolutely everything. And nope, she's not getting out. So,
well,
zombie Jolie, you going nowhere.
Unfortunately, that's probably the way it's going to be. I can't see anyone really persuading them, unless Trudeau goes and gives them a bunch of billions of dollars to let her go or something.
Now, what this whole thing was about was in 2018, in 2018, this is just like a long list of people who have ended up in jail because of stupid shit. In 2018, a teenager was arrested after posting videos of herself dancing.
Now, I do want to be careful because I haven't vetted this story yet, and I have discovered not just one, actually several very fake Iranian Twitter accounts where it's someone claiming to be an Iranian who is being oppressed in some way or has been thrown in jail or whatever, and it's totally bogus. It's just like a dude in California trying to be a fucking hero. So I don't want to go too far into it, but I'm not saying one way or the other. I just don't know the story exactly. Like, I know the story, but I don't know how true it is. I've never looked into it, so
no.
So we are treading lightly here, audience, that we don't know for sure all the details of this story, and it's important that such newsmen of integrity such as Gordon and I make that clear before we proceed.
Agree. Yeah. Right now, as it is, I'm literally just reading off of a credited news source, but that's as far as I can make that statement. So, yeah. So apparently she's still in fucking hot water. She's still in trouble. So
sorry, I did interrupt you before you finished. Maybe just finish telling what happened in 2018.
Oh, well, in 2018, in July 2018, there's a teenager that was arrested just literally for posting videos of herself dancing online. That same year, an official in the city of Mashhad was arrested after footage showing a crowd of men and women dancing at a mall in the city.
Yeah. There was another one. It was a woman like dancing at her wedding.
Yep, that's another one.
They're getting fucking ridiculous.
And that's the one here. 6 people arrested for Zumba dancing in 2017.
Yeah. That's
so
just
retarded. Yeah. So this is when they're sitting there saying that, somebody is for blasphemy and instigating violence is because they danced. This is just getting fucking stupid.
I understand that cultures are going to be different and that diplomatically we have to tread lightly when we are approaching these situations. We don't want to piss off the government or whatever. But I don't understand why the whole world can't just go, hey, nobody else in the world is fucked up like that. Like, figure it out. Like, Iranians aren't stupid. They're not like they're connected to the world. They've got internet. They've got all the luxuries that we have. They can, they see what's going on in the rest of the world. They have to know they're completely fucked in the head.
Oh, you have to assume so, but apparently not.
Like, the whole international community should be going, hey, fucking figure it out. We won't, because we're a bunch of pansies, but...
Yeah, it's crazy. There's no denying. Like, I just don't understand.
Like, we can't even get them to give us the black
this
box.
Day and age.
You think we're going to get them to change their laws? Give us our box. No. Okay. Fine. Are you going to let that girl out of prison? What do you think? We're not going to give you back the fucking box. You think we're going to let her out? Go back to teaching high school, you weirdo.
Right? Moving over to India, there is a festival.
Big leap there.
Big leap over. Little hop, skip, and a jump. There is this festival. I don't even know what the actual festival is called, but basically
something unpronounceable.
Probably. It's an ancient pre-harvest festival in India, in the state of West Bengal, in which men pierce themselves with iron rod and hooks.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Right? it's a wild thing to fucking to witness. There's no getting around it. Well, it's been canceled this year due to the coronavirus.
Thank God.
And now people are freaking out, saying that because it's being canceled without having them show their devotion to the Hindu deity Shiva, they think that the crops are going to fail and that they're all basically going to fucking die.
Well, I can tell you, citizens of India, anyone in the Indian community who happens to be listening, you're probably right. I am pretty on side with that.
All right, fuck it. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so these guys can't stick iron rods in their faces, and they feel shitty about it.
I absolutely would, too. Now, I have to preface this by saying I've never done it, and oh my God, would I never, ever do it? Ever. I don't care what the fuck Shiva's going to do to me. I'm not ever doing that. But my hat goes off to you guys. That's a real nifty thing you do. But you're right. Yeah, you're fucked. Your crops are screwed. You're all going to die.
I would, for the record. I'd try it. Fuck it. Why not? Stick a still rod through my mouth. Let's see what happens. It's only blood. It's only temporary pain. Who cares?
If in the 21st century, in a country that's actually fairly progressive like India, if that's what you believe, then yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
If you're just that fucking... You know, it's like the guy who doesn't wash his jersey because the fucking Canucks might lose if he does. Like, no. You're retarded. That's a stupid thing. Your crops have nothing to do with Shiva. It's the weather. And the weather in your area is getting shitty because you pollute the fuck out of it. That's why Shiva's mad at you.
One thing you'll love about this is... Part of the ritual is once all of the iron rods are sharpened, one by one, the men dive into the holy river of the Ganges.
Oh yeah,
to purify their bodies and souls. I'm like, yeah,
and they all get a free trip to Florida to swim in the lovely water.
Oh my God!
Hey, you know what you just said? You should try to get that contract. That's probably a lot of sharpening.
You know what? You're probably right.
Anyone in India who has any links to this festival, please get in touch with us. Gwyneth Paltrow's Vagina at gmail.com. By the way, my aunt in Coquitlam, who hates the show, and I keep telling her not to listen, but she does all the time, went fucking banana hammock when she heard that email address. So, very happy about that.
I fucking love it.
I've been hearing about that for a few days now from my dear old mom. She didn't even notice it on the business card I gave her.
No?
What's with that email address? Why are you surprised? I gave you it's on the card. I gave it to you a month ago. I didn't know. I didn't look. I don't look at what you give me. So yeah, old Aunt Judy. Not impressed with me again.
Not loving Gwyneth Paltrow Vagina. Eh?
She is not a fan, and I keep telling her, she's a dear lady. I love her very, very deeply. Wonderful aunt. I keep telling her, stop paying attention to things that happen on Eric and Gord. What if we're right? And she will not. And she hates them very much. I think she's tuning in because she hates them. I have her daughter I know is.
So wait, I have a question. All that is important and all, but does she like me? That's the important.
I'm sure she does. She hasn't commented yet, but I guarantee she's like, I don't know why Gord doesn't just get off that show and do his own show.
He's the one who carries the show, you know.
I guarantee they're saying something like that. And they're right.
I don't agree with that at all. I just have a voice meant for radio.
And we had a good little chat with our buddy Chef Salty Pork about that the other day.
Yeah, that was genius. But he said he could, so you know.
You know what? If anyone can, it's him. That dude's a wizard. If you guys haven't checked out Chef Salty Pork's podcast tips on YouTube, definitely check them out, or just listen to his podcast. on Apple Podcasts or wherever you already enjoy your podcast. I didn't mean to plug him, but the dude's like, when it comes to podcasting, he knows his shit. He's very, very smart and very helpful, and he likes to teach. So if you need some podcasting tips, that's the guy to go to.
That's true.
You owe me a lot of money
to close,
now, Casey. Sorry, go ahead.
To close out this article. So the men that participate in this ritual, they all they're basically just naked except for like a red cloth, which is funny because like literally I'm staring at a picture. You can see the guy's underwear underneath his red cloth. So clearly they're not just wearing the red cloth.
Yeah. But
they have a chant, and the chant is Shiva is the most powerful deity, and all his devotees must participate in this worship. They've been chanting. They chant this mantra for hours on end, and it's a crucial part of the process that's meant to bring them into a state of trance. They must fast on the day of the festival, but they may drink alcohol and smoke weed.
Yeah, well,
and they thought that is there to reduce the risk of injury.
Yeah,
so.
Well, no, that's there to reduce their pain. And I know I've been there. That's what us round eyes call liquid courage. We all do it. That's nothing special. I don't know a ton about Shiva, but from what I do know, he's a fucking bastard. Just nothing good ever comes from Shiva. It's always just nasty shit. And even if you do well in this fucking thing, you probably get E. coli or tetanus or something. This is not a win-win for you guys.
I mean, they're cleaning themselves off in the Ganges. I mean, Jesus.
How do you climb out of the Ganges with a spear through your face and then go to work and answer my phone calls about my bank account? I don't get how you do that. Or, how do you do fake Revenue Canada tax scams with fucking spears in your head? I don't get it. You guys are talented, multi-talented.
Now, one of the weird things about this, and I've seen documentaries on this myself, one of the weird things, and this is truly one of the
weird part, because there's getting drunk and stabbing your face so that Shiva doesn't ruin your fucking cornfield. That's not weird at all. Let's get to the weird part.
The weird part is there's virtually no blood. Everywhere where these guys get impaled, whether it's through their back, stomach, chest, arms, ears, face, doesn't matter. There's virtually zero blood.
Are they like hot spears? Do they heat them up?
No. Nope, not at all.
Weird.
It's a very unusual thing.
You know what that is? That's the weird part of that story. You were totally right. I should have just trusted you.
Yep. Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, just it's a crazy shit.
If I can say anything, as I work more and more toward my goal of ultimate world domination, stop doing shit like that. I don't care where you are from, and this isn't like a race or a thing. Just come on. It's the 21st fucking century. You don't need to impale yourself in any way for Shiva or any other fucking prick. Just don't do it. You're gonna die like some horrible death anyway in your weird countries, so take as good care of yourself as you can.
Well, it's weird because in 2018, this reporter was here watching this and explaining everything that happened. So he asked him, hey, what do you think would happen if, it's called the Gajan, Gajan is what it's called. What happens if the Gajan were to stop taking place?
It's called the Jesus. Sorry.
The good Jesus that hurt. He said, it would be the end of the world. Lord Shiva's rage will destroy us all.
Yes. Probably,
so,
but I still recommend against it. But you're still probably, odds are, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know Shiva. I can't say one way or the other. So, it sounds like a prick, and I wouldn't worship him, really. That's why I don't worship gods like that. They're fucking cunty.
Is Shiva the 8-armed fucking elephant?
I believe so.
I think so. Okay. Just thought I'd ask. So there's that. just a little bit of fucking craziness on the world. So that's been canceled, and Shiva's gonna repent and kill everybody.
Wait. Eight-armed elephant. Oh, okay. I often get Shiva confused. When you say eight-armed elephant, my ex just jumps into my head.
Obviously. Moving down to the States, in New York and Los Angeles, there is dwindling supplies of carbon dioxide from ethanol plants. And this is freaking people out because this could end up having shortages of beer, soda, and seltzer water.
Are you fucking kidding me? We're going to start bitching about the lack of air pollution now? You better fucking not. I swear to God.
Apparently you didn't listen. No, this isn't about that. This is about
CO2.
They're not going to be able to CO2, meaning what the CO2 cartridges to make the bubblies in the beer.
Oh, I get what the story's about, but come on, CO2 is our that's carbon dioxide. That's like the worst shit. We're going to complain like all for the last 10 years all people have done is bitch about how much carbon dioxide there is in the world.
Yeah, it's because they weren't talking about beer.
Now there's not enough carbon dioxide? You go fuck yourselves. Every single one of you fucking complainers. Go back to Whole Foods and fucking kill yourself in the parking lot with the electric car fucking chargers, you pricks. Jesus Christ. There's not enough carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Oh, God, I just want to punch Leonardo DiCaprio right in the fucking pillbox right now.
I would be fine with that. He's a dick.
There's too much carbon dioxide. I would fucking bitch face this chick going, yeah, we need more carbon dioxide for our beer.
How dare you?
Well, this isn't right. This isn't just affecting beer and pop. This is also affecting meat producers as well because they use CO2 in their processing, packaging, and preservation and shipment. As it stands as of April 7th, CO2 production has fallen 20% and could be down an additional by 50% by mid-April.
Wait,
if they didn't get any relief.
What? Mm-hmm. Don't the meat? Isn't it cow farts all CO2 and methane and shit? Can't they just box up some cow farts?
Well, that's just methane. That's not carbon dioxide. That's just methane.
Oh, I don't know. There's got to be some in there.
But maybe.
China's getting right back into the swing of things pretty much. So there'll be plenty of pollution for you guys to capture and make your shitty American beer with.
Yeah.
What about it's wildfire season? That produces a shit. You must be able to get dioxide out of fucking carbon from all the fires.
I think the problem is they've shut companies down during this. I think that's what this is all about. Because the companies that are producing all this, they've shut them down.
You know, I texted you the other night that the revolt is beginning. All the restaurants around my workplace are opening on Monday because they're like, fuck it. They said 18 months. We can't do that. So we're just opening. So these guys, they better get to work. Start burning some shit and capture the carbon dioxide. Like, solve a problem, guys. It's not that hard. All your cars produce it. You point your fucking exhaust pipes into your workplace and fucking gun it. Easy. Solving problems. Yeah. That's what I do. I solve problems and then I get shit for it. Fuck you then. Solve your own fucking problem.
That's what happens, man. No good deed goes unpunished, my friend. You just got to deal with that.
You just wait till I run the country, goddammit. That's going to change real fast.
Moving over to Canada.
Oh, good. Let me guess.
The federal government
didn't do anything.
No, the federal government said that they will provide $306 million in funding to help small and medium-sized Indigenous businesses suffering from the economic effects of the COVID.
Small and medium-sized Indigenous businesses don't make any fucking money to begin with. How much money could they be losing?
Well, that's just it. Why do you think it's only $306 million for all of them across the entire nation?
Yeah. You
So it's
sell
a very
3
small-
pairs of mucklucks a year. You're not losing any money right now. Don't lie.
They're saying that it is expected to help 6,000 businesses. So that's like what, a bunch of cigarette stores and
Pretty much,
yeah, some muckaluck things and
dream catchers.
and,
Like
dream-
one
dream-
guy
dream
who
catchers, yeah.
sells like 40 dream catchers a year. He's hurting right now. Fuck.
he'll get himself a check for a couple grand.
They don't. They work. They just for people who stab themselves with spears and worship Shiva.
Mine, I have one, and I know that when mine's not up, if I've had it where mine's fallen out of my window when I didn't have it properly secured and it just fallen out and hit the floor. I've had very bad fucked up dreams whenever that happens, so I always make sure mine's secure because it works. Mine was made by an actual Aboriginal.
You have very bad dreams no matter what, and that is psychosomatic. You do it to yourself. You do. And that's what really hurts. You do it to yourself.
I didn't know that's falling down when I'm sleeping. I didn't
you
know
and
it
no one
down.
else.
Right.
You do it to yourself. That's
You singing a
Radiohead.
song there. I was gonna say, you do it to yourself. You do. That's what really hurts.
Took you a long time. That's a great song. Sorry.
That really is. Yeah.
I'm going to get haunted very badly by spirits or get some kind of native curse because of all the shit I talk about how I don't believe it, but I don't believe it.
So yeah, because Trudeau is who he is. The Trudeau says that the money will help thousands of businesses bridge to better times, including many that are owned and run by Indigenous women.
I'm gonna cut him a break. Sorry, you finish your story, and then I want to talk about Justy for a minute. And great. You got your $3 million. That's great. I hope it helps you guys. You get free money every month anyway, but why not? Just
here's an extra $300 million. Take some more. Go for it.
I think it's great that we help out. But come on, whatever. Like, fuck off. I don't care. You suck.
What did you want to say about Justy?
I just want to I'm not as mad at him at the moment as I am at the other parties, the official opposition in the Canadian government. This is a minority fucking government. Shut them down. What the fuck are you doing? How are you letting him get away with this? It's a minority government. One vote and he's fucking out. Get rid of him. What are you doing? Just sitting around doing nothing. COVIDing it up. They're all in this together, I think. Like this, it's bullshit like this that make the conspiracy theorists not sound like fucking nut jobs when this kind of shit is allowed to go on and we have an official opposition who could do something about it and they fucking don't. That's the way to get my vote, you losers. You have the power right now and you're doing nothing with it.
Absolutely nothing.
Letting this fucking guy laugh at us. And Justin Trudeau, I say this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck you.
He would probably love it.
Jesus, you can kick this fucking door in right now. I don't give a shit. I'm moving on Wednesday.
Actually, please come on Thursday. Here's one
kids,
for you,
ladies and
Eric.
gentlemen, just real quick, send us your emails. You will get a pen and a postcard, and the pens are magnificent, and they light up. Did I tell you that, Gord, that the logo lights up?
Shut the fuck up. Did they really? You never told me that.
Oh, yeah. They totally do. You get a pen and a postcard for writing in to gwynethpaltrowsvagina@gmail.com, and I just wanted to quickly mention that I am moving next week, as long as I'm not fired. And
you have your video up.
Yeah, because I'm sitting in the dark.
Yes, you are.
It
looks really creepy. It's just your fucking head floating.
Yeah. So our show will be on earlier, as we told you at the beginning of the season that it would be, and now will be, because I can do that. So that's kick-ass. Where's the pen? There's the pen.
There's the pen.
That's
glowing away.
The logo turns. See the light? On, off, on. The logo.
Oh, look at that!
Isn't that fucking
Lift it up
sick?
higher. Hang on, you're right in front of my. There you go, right there. look at that. That's so fucking dope.
Isn't that cool? And it stays on too. It's like you don't have to hold it. It stays on. So if you, ooh, that's not why I'm sitting in the dark. That would be really lame. It's just a coincidence that I am, and then it works out like this. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you want the light up pen? I'll put a picture of it on our website for you guys. So because this is an audio podcast and I'm showing a picture of it, that's kind of stupid.
You
but
guys
it is
have
magnificent. You guys have got to see this. Get on Skype, world. All 10,000 of you, get on Skype right now and call me, and you can see the Fuck Eric and Gord logo a little bit brighter than it normally is. That is sick. I forgot
so
they did
cool.
that. To be honest, I didn't know they did that when I ordered them. That's why they're so fucking expensive. They're magnificent. And I'm just giving them away. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm just handing them out to you guys. All you got to do is send an email and you get a pen that will love you back.
It'll love you long time. Here's one that you're gonna love, Eric. In Calgary,
I love it.
The United Food and Commercial Workers 401 Union, Tom Hess, the president of said, which represents 32,000 workers. They say that the grocery stores should be one trip per week, one person per household. That should be the law for grocery buying.
We're
right now
already enforcing.
Hang on.
We are trying to enforce one person per household. That they're trying to enforce that. I don't think it should be law. I think that's stupid. What if you got small children and you're a single parent or something? Use your heads, meatheads. But I'm not totally in disagreement yet. I will be as soon as you're done.
Here's the thing. So I'll quote him here. He says, no, we're going to ask for clear rules that are enforceable with fines in a regulatory regime. The fact of the matter is, neither do I. The fact of the matter is we can't let these places become nursing homes and just a free-for-all in these grocery stores right now.
That's for sure. Them damn old people are just running amok.
Right? They go, I walk down the street from my house and they've got yellow tape around the monkey bars, and I'm told that if I get on those monkey bars, I can get a fine for $1,000. But they're letting hundreds of people wander through grocery stores. Where's the regulatory regime? Keeps using that term.
There is regulations in place. We're limited to the number of people we're allowed to have in our store. We also have to enforce a 6 foot between people rule. And yes, we are enforcing a one person per household. So I don't know where you think it's not happening, because it definitely very much is happening. So first of all, fuck you for being wrong, you idiot. We're all doing that.
Well,
second of all,
apparently they're not doing that in Calgary, though.
Well,
apparently that's not a thing in Calgary.
Anything in Calgary that's worth mentioning, but
maybe if Calgary got the fucking oil fucking sands thing all done up, maybe if that happened, maybe they wouldn't be so fucking angry. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a thing, but it is happening. I don't think we need Big Brother to fucking tell us to smarten up. Just smarten up. Why does it have to be law? Just fucking use your noodle. That shouldn't be law. That should just be common fucking sense. We want this shit to end quickly. The only way it's going to end is if we all do this stupid shit that we have to do. So why do we have to put that on paper and get Justin Trudeau to fucking sign it? Just do it, you retards.
You know, as the sole grocery shopper in my house.
That being said,
right,
he's not totally wrong. We could use some clearer definition. But anyway, go ahead.
As the sole grocery shopper in my house, where I have to do it all for the two of us here. Do you want to repeat that a little louder so the rest of your house can hear? As the sole grocery shopper of this house. For the two of us.
Mom!
I can definitely say I have an opinion about this in the sense. Now, I personally have been loving grocery shopping lately. I think it's been just awesome. Yeah. Because it's not packed in there. There's tons of food. You don't have to worry about anybody overbuying stuff because nobody's going in there and everything is regulated in the sense of you can't buy more than certain amounts because you don't want people to be hoarding shit or don't taking food so others can't have it.
Yeah, and they are, even food delivery companies are delivering on a priority basis, so you get what you need first, and you get, like, important shit. So if you're looking for, like, strawberries, they're going to take a while.
Yeah, no, exactly. I love grocery shopping right now. It's faster than it's ever been. I showed up today on a Saturday at 4:30 on a Saturday. And this is normally, they're fucking packed on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
There was nobody lined up outside. I literally just walked up. I stood by the front door, and the guy goes, one person just walked out and said, "Nick, go on in." I waited for all of 20 seconds. I go in. Everything I needed there for the most part. It was perfect. It was easy. You walk up to the checkout. There's only one person ahead of you because there's no lineups because everything's regular. One person that one in, one out sort of thing. So it's so much easier.
Oh, I totally agree.
I would almost love it if they kept it like this.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind myself. My shopping habits are a little different than yours. I grocery shop exclusively at 7-Eleven and Quiznos. But used to be like 2 or 3 dudes in line. Now it's just me.
I got it.
I get my
really
taquito, and it's fresh. And it is delightful. I don't like... Do you guys have plexiglass everywhere? That bugs the shit out of me.
Yes, it is everywhere.
Yeah, that's really annoying, and it just like... I like to be... I have a special relationship with the cashiers I deal with in my life. I like to be... It's just like a nice situation, and this is just so cold and gross. I don't like it. I get it. Yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, cashiers of the world, Winfield, I hope someone's listening. Sorry, Lake Country. It is actually illegal to refuse cash. So there's a law that's actually a law. You cannot refuse cash as legal tender. It's against the law.
No, in here in Milton specifically, because I can't speak for the rest of the country, but in Milton, they have one lineup for cash only. So if you're going to pay cash, you can go to only this one specific lineup. Otherwise, you pay by all the other ones. There's no cash at the other cash registers, just the one.
Yeah, it's fine, but your business has to accept cash. And here in lovely Lake Country, British Columbia, there's certain businesses, I'm not going to name liquor store, that don't accept cash.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is true, and that is just right fucking weird.
I didn't realize that was against the law until yesterday. Someone informed me. You're allowed to suggest. You're allowed to like have a sign that says we would recommend you use debit because it's better for your health or something. But whatever. I got 12 free transactions, and then I get fucked up the butthole with a fucking pineapple, and I'm over by 40 this month because of this bullshit. So, whatever, COVID, fucking Chris Galis and the rest of Global News owe me that money, I think. I called them Global. Global News owes me that money. Because they invented this crap. Sorry, I'm not talking into the mic, am I? And I'm way... Oh, I'm just,
no, you are.
I'm just in and out.
No, you're coming through fine.
I don't have the foam covering it tonight. I don't know why. I just didn't want it there, so I took it off. That's right. I run this shit.
You're going naked.
I am not. I'm still in my work clothes, but my microphone is very naked and is sexy as shit. But it's weirding me out, and I'm not used to it, and it's hard to talk into because of it. That was boring.
The World Health Organization they have been coming under a massive amount of fucking fire lately.
I wonder why.
Ever since, well, not ever since, it started before, but once it hit this was when Trump said, that's it, we're temporarily halting all funding towards them. People have been starting to really open their eyes about what's going on, and the fact that they are, one of the biggest things is the simple fact of how much the World Health Organization is basically promoting about how awesome China is. No matter what they're doing, it's all amazing. It's all great stuff, and everybody needs to do what China does, even though they lied about numbers, even though they're continuing to lie about numbers, and so much is going on, how much they're not releasing, but the WHO seems to want to keep promoting them, and people are really starting to take notice of this, and they're starting to say, who's paying for them, basically, and this is where it's starting to come down to.
It makes perfect sense. China gets a fucking get out of jail free card on a lot of shit just because they make shitty stuff and sell it to us cheap. I think everyone should be calling out China on their bullshit, and I don't blame China for coronavirus, even though it came from there and they caused it. But I think you're absolutely right. Everything you said, they lied about their numbers. They probably made this worse than it was. It cleaned up real quick or whatever, but they're not doing anything. I don't see them rushing out to help all the other countries in the world. Now that theirs is perfectly fucking fine, they're just going back to business as usual. I don't see this big contingent of, okay, we're the first ones to be okay. Now we're going to send our healthcare workers out to the rest of the world because we infected them with this shit. I don't see any of that. Where's China's contribution? No. So I'm totally on board with this one.
I'll tell you where their contribution is. Their contribution are sending over defective fucking masks all over the world.
Yeah, well,
that's one of the biggest things anyway. Well, that's just it, though. This is the problem.
How do you know the mask is defective? One of the big it doesn't work against the virus. And so how do you know it's defective?
I don't even know how to answer the question, because that's one thing I haven't heard yet is how they're defective.
They don't stop the virus. That's not the defective mask. The masks don't do that. My God. Fuck.
Old people are still dying. Why? I'm wearing a mask. Why are they still dying? One of the big thing that comes up, the big question with these guys is simply the fact that, the World Health Organization has just openly accepted the Chinese claims and statistics. No matter what they've said, they just said, oh, well, China says this, so this is what's going on, and they just flat out accepted it and then promoted that to the rest of the world.
Now,
even though China has corrected their own fatality figure by 50%, the WHO never questioned the original statistics to begin with.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The WHO needs numbers to work with, right? They can't do anything until they've got some numbers to work with. So do you accept them and give the world the numbers they're asking for? Or do you sit there and go, no, we don't believe those. No, we don't believe those. And then everyone's going to bitch at you for not having the solution. So it's not necessarily just blindly accepted, but it's like you got to kind of just take the bullshit and go, okay, these are the numbers China gave us. We got to work with them. That's all they're going to give us. You're dealing with the fucking communists.
Yeah, but at what point do you not, even as your organization, turn around at some point and be like, stop holding this country up as the hierarchy of how to handle a situation when it's widely known, openly admitted that they've fudging numbers this whole time, and the WHO organization has never said boo about it.
No, and I think it's not their place to. Like they need to. We need our government. Yeah, but they're not a political like influencer like that. It's not their place to tell China to smarten up. It's the other governments of the world absolutely should be saying, look, we know those numbers are bullshit. We understand you have to accept them to figure out what you're going to do. But at the same time, China, I think the World Health Organization probably believed China had a cure for this thing too. So you don't want to piss off the ones with the cure. So you just kind of take it. If you had a shitty dude, but he's got the keys to the treasure chest, you got to deal with his bullshit. I think the rest of the world needs to step up and tell China to go fuck themselves. We don't need their cheap, stupid shit. We can live without them. People think we can't. People think we lived without China until fucking 30 years ago. The world was fine. No one bought shit from China. Everyone knew they were communist scumbags. You left them alone. We didn't buy shit from them. And all of a sudden, in the last 30 years, we're like, oh my God, we'll die without China. No, we won't. We'll be just fucking fine if we tell them to piss off. And all these other fucking regimes, too. Tell them to all go straight to hell. We'll be okay. Yeah. It'll suck for a little bit. We'll have to put people in BC back to work, and we'll pay a little bit more for lumber. Fuck off. Who cares? Get these people out of our lives. And the WHO can go with them. It's not the WHO's job. It's not the WHO's job to fight the Chinese on our behalf. But if our governments aren't going to do it, someone has to.
see, the thing I don't agree with all that is simply that they are the World Health Organization.
Whatever.
If one of these countries is giving you wrong data, that's a problem, because if they're giving you the wrong data, then they can't do their job. They need to call out and hold these other countries responsible to say, fuck you, you are part of the fucking problem, stop lying.
No, the
Give us the fucking true number.
The World Health Organization. And that doesn't matter, because I could call this the World Eric and Gord Show. It's meaningless. It's like the United Nations. United over... Fuck you, we're the least united fucking group of people in the world. Bullshit titles we give ourselves. The world? What world? Fuck you. What do you do in the world? Nothing. World Health Organization. We never hear about you unless it's bad shit. You're not ever out doing good shit when there's not an epidemic.
That's the whole point of them, is to be there when shit goes bad, not to be there when shit goes good. It's the whole point of it.
They should be monitoring and stopping this shit before it happens.
They would love to if countries weren't lying to them about stuff.
Well, that's our government's fault. They're not a government organization. They can call themselves the world whatever. It's governments have to get mad about this shit. It's not their fault. You're right. You're partially right. But we know the numbers are bad. We should not be listening to the World Health Organization numbers. It's not their fault. They're getting what they can, and they're giving us what they can give us out of it. It's up to us. Like, if I tell you something shitty, Gordon, you know it's shitty, but then you go and tell your mom, even though you know, but you don't give her that warning, and you don't decipher that information the way you know you should, that's on you. It's not on them.
Well, agreed, but this all still comes down to where I agree that the World Health Organization is. I'm sorry, but the whole fucking thing is a farce. They do nothing. They help with nothing. They question nothing. They just take whatever anybody says and they just take it at its fucking value and just go with it, and then just create. It's all bullshit.
But we know
and
that.
If they're not willing to hold people to.
It's not their job.
They're
to
not
hold
willing
to
to
it.
hold
we know
others
it.
responsible.
We're listening to their bullshit knowingly. So it's not their fault. They don't have to hold anybody responsible. They do what they do, and we know they do it. They're not. Yeah. We have to hold. Our governments have to hold them responsible, not the fucking WHO.
We can't trust our own governments for nothing.
No, exactly. Therein is your problem.
So when it comes out to an organization that's supposed to be there for the better good of people, not for an individual country, they have to be the ones to be the whole responsibility. I know we know, Eric. Don't fucking beat this down in my head. It doesn't take the responsibility off of them.
It does.
You can't sit there and say it's not their responsibility. If you're going to run a fucking if you're going to do anything, if you're going to pick out any fucking product of anything, you can't just flagrantly take stats from anything without fact checking it.
That's like blaming the National Enquirer. No, they don't. You know they're bullshit, so don't pay attention to them. That's like blaming the National Enquirer when you find out that Bat Boy's not real. You know the National Enquirer is full of bullshit. You know Bat Boy's not real. Same with the World Health Organization. It's not. It's like the WWE. Are you going to sue Vince McMahon when you find out they don't really hit each other? No, you fucking know that shit. It's not his fault, just like it's not their fault. It's our government's fault for being pieces of shit. And using these numbers that we know are terrible.
I think you're flat out still missing part of the mark. You're right. You are right, but I still think you're still missing the mark.
You just changed. Did you shut off your microphone or something? You just changed.
Oh, sorry. Is this better? Yeah. Sorry, I just moved away from my mic.
It wasn't bad. It was just different. So,
I think when you have a group that's their job is supposed to be, they're the ones that are supposed to protect us from this type of shit in the sense of from misinformation. That's their job. Is to protect against misinformation. That is their job.
I don't believe it is. I don't think if you look at the World Health Organization mission statement, that's there. I'm going to look it up.
I actually want you to, because I'm telling you that their job, their whole point of the World Health Organization is that when something comes up, is they are supposed to be the ones to compile all the data
within the United Nations system.
Give it to their scientists.
International health within the United Nations. So there again, right there, you're not the World Health Organization. You're the United Nations World Health. That's not the world. I want to see what we've got for I've got About Us. There we go. Our values. Here we go. Who? Let's have a look at your values. That's kind of a funny thing right there. As the directing and coordinating authority on international health, I didn't vote. Within the United Nations system, so all the countries that aren't in the United Nations system, you're fucked.
Yep.
The values furthermore reflect the principles of human rights, universality, and equity established in WHO's constitution, as well as the ethical standards. There is nothing that says we got to give real information. It honestly doesn't. It says we'll attain the highest possible level of health, will promote health, will serve the vulnerable with measurable impact for people at country level. We are individually and collectively committed to put these values. They're trusted to serve public health.
Repeat that last line. You hang on. Go fucking back.
It says we are individually and collectively committed to putting these values into practice. But the values don't say anything about being truthful. What does that mean? It doesn't say anything about being truthful, unfortunately. If you want to get lawyery about it, there's nothing in here that says we'll tell the truth. It says
there's nothing in there that says that they're going to lie either. I mean, don't fucking
no, but we know they're bullshitters. We know they're liars. So they're not going to say on their website we're fucking liars. But we know. It does say they're persons of integrity. That's clearly misleading. It says we hold ourselves and others accountable for words and actions. No, you don't. You don't do that at all. You don't hold anyone accountable. We engage... Oh, there we go. We engage with everyone honestly and in good faith. Well, no, you don't. So it says we engage with everyone honestly and in good faith. That's absolutely not true. So... it is there, and it's a lie.
So there we go. I'm right.
Then again, it's still not their job to tell the Chinese what to do. There is nothing here about them having to punish or even indict someone for misinformation. I'm trying to see if that's in there. It's going to be boring if I sit here and read their constitution, but I will, and we'll pick this up again tomorrow night. We'll see. I don't put that responsibility on them. I think it's our responsibility to work around them and deal with China.
We aren't fucking... We aren't... You're talking about like what? Like, I mean, during all this, our government's dealing with everything that they're dealing with with our own homegrown stuff. We need to get our information from somewhere. There has to be a collective to take the information from everywhere. Sure. You can't expect each individual government to do it, which means you need a central group.
Well, fine, but don't go to the WHO anymore. Start another group. That's easy. But bypass the WHO completely. Don't use them anymore. You know they're shitty, so don't use them. You know they won't do anything. Don't use them. That's easy. You can put together a group, no problem. I'll put together a group right now.
But then now you got to make sure, do these guys have the limits to be able to go into a country to sit there and say,
no, not when it comes to China.
If you don't comply with this?
No, when it comes to China, no one does anything. So we already
Why is everybody afraid of them?
That's my question. We shouldn't be.
But you just said if you started this organization, you wouldn't do that to China. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you hold them to the same standards of everybody else?
Because it's not my job. It's not my job to do that. It's not my job to call out other governments on their bullshit. My job's to collect numbers.
But if their numbers are lying, then whose job is it to make sure these countries
It's nobody's job. It's nobody's job.
What's the point?
They have no responsibility. China. There is no point. That's the fucking point. China has no responsibility to tell us the truth. They have no obligation to tell us the truth. They really don't. Because why do they have to? They don't have to. China owes us nothing, and we owe them nothing. At the end of the day, it's just like people. They can be as shitty as they fucking want to be. That's their God-given right, is to be shitty fucking people. And we just have to either cut them out of our lives or fucking deal with it.
The same guy who actually believes thinks that there's a way that this world can work without eliminating 2/3 of the population because you think you can be better people. You won't hold anybody responsible for their actions. That makes no sense.
That's not at all what I said. That's not all what I said. And no, I'm not contradicting my belief system, because my belief system depends on a very strict set of guidelines instilled by me. And until we follow those, it doesn't work. It's like communism.
Then who enforces your guidelines?
Nobody. That's the thing. You either do it because you're a decent fucking person, or you don't because you're a piece of shit. And most of the world is a piece of shit. Should they die for it? No. I don't think they need to die for it. I think it's just the way we are. We're all shitty fucking people, and the Chinese can be as shitty as they fucking want. We keep going. They're like an abusive boyfriend we keep going back to. Either tell them to fuck off, or just deal with the fact that you're going to get smacked in the eye every Friday night. It's up to you. And we make that choice by fucking buying their stupid shitty crap. It's us. It's on us. I hold us accountable for being fucking retarded. They can be as shitty as they want to be, and we let them get away with it, and that's why they keep doing it. So, that's who I hold accountable. You. It's all you. I learned it from you.
Yeah. I want to eliminate people because of stupidity. I don't want to fucking have anybody fucking live through it.
I want them to just get stupider and stupider and eliminate themselves.
No, because this is what you get when you have that.
Good.
Look what we're stuck down. No, not good, because you're not fucking happy with it either.
I'm enjoying every minute of it. I like being at an arm's length from people. I still go to work. Almost, maybe.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm getting used to it. I'll figure out how to deal with it. I've been through worse. Like, to be honest, this still isn't last year for me. So,
oh, ain't that the truth?
You gotta suffer a little bit to realize how good we still fucking have it. We're not in Iran. It doesn't matter how bad social distancing gets. We're not in Iran. We're all right. Or
not arguing that fact.
Or Oakville.
Fucking Oakville. Fuck you, Oakville. Yeah.
We haven't yelled at each other like that for a good long time. That felt good.
Missed it.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I've missed it. There was one line on here, Eric, I'm surprised you didn't fucking point out.
I like on the website where it goes, Eric and Gordon met in 2014. They immediately didn't like each other. Now they do a podcast together.
And we still don't like each other.
It doesn't say that we started getting along or something. Now they do a podcast.
According to this, by the way, the ethical principles on the World Health Organization says they're independence and impartiality to conduct oneself with the interest of who only in view and under the sole authority of the Director General.
Yeah.
And to ensure that personal views and convictions do not compromise ethical principles, official duties, or the interests of who.
Bullshit.
Wow, that is like right there in writing.
It's all bullshit. It is all right there. Like, I was checking to see if it was there because I assumed they were being, like, they're smart enough to not put bullshit on their website, but they're not. Yeah, it all says they'll tell the truth and fucking whatever. It doesn't say they'll hold people accountable.
No.
But you're still pieces of shit for what you do, so.
No, yeah. And this is one of the things that I'm coming back to with this whole thing is that I would be ecstatically happy to see this entire organization disbanded completely. A lot of people being held accountable.
It seems
for being fucking stupid and having thrown in fucking jail for it.
The way to do that is to elect better governments.
Yeah.
Because you're right. You're totally right. Yeah, we're giving a ton of money to these people. It's like NATO. When Trump came up, he's like, why are we giving all our money to NATO and you guys aren't? Like, either kick in or we're stopping. He's not wrong on that one. And same thing, do we need the WHO? Okay, we know they're shitty. Stop giving them money. Side with Trumpy on this one.
Trumpy's, what was it?
I hate to say it, but
what country was it?
again.
Ireland? I can't remember. some country just quadrupled the amount of money they're giving the World Health Organization since Trump pulled out and said they're going to withhold. So they quadrupled the amount of money they're giving, and I'm like,
Well,
you're
good
a
for
fucking
them.
moron.
Shiva will punish you when your time comes.
And I hope to be there. I'll hand Shiva the fucking sword.
I'm on. You know what? Since COVID started, I'm warming up to Trump. He's just doing it right in my books.
When it comes, yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of shitty things when it comes to this entire COVID thing, but he's also done a lot of good. But
when it comes to money, if it's coming down to money and like how to save a buck, I'm going with Trump every time. Like the dude, he knows a thing or two about money. Yeah. He's a fucking. I'm surprised he can find the White House every day, like, and that he walks around without swallowing his tongue. But when it comes to money, he knows his shit.
I wonder how many times a day that actually happens. We just don't know about it.
I'm sure there's a whole Secret Service department assigned to just that. Okay, you 12 guys, it's your job to make sure he knows where he's going every day. You guys make sure he doesn't swallow his fucking tongue, all right? Good. Everybody get back to work.
So good.
And he just walks around thinking he's killing it. No, you're not. You're very, very dumb. But if I need money advice, I'm going to him. Because he'll make the money. He might do it in the shadiest ways, but he'll make you money.
The money will be there. That's not a problem.
You might not want to ask where he got it, but he'll get it.
Do you want me to bring up this race thing with the virus?
Let's race it up.
You?
That's what we need, is a good dose of racism at the end of the show.
Oh, God, I'm almost embarrassed to fucking even bring this up. But this has been coming up in the news for the last few weeks from only in America would they bring this thing up, saying that they need to bring up data about specifically how this virus is affecting individual races. More specifically, this is only about black people. That's the only race that matters with this one. But they think that the numbers aren't reflecting how this virus affects certain communities. And again, when you look at this straight up face value in the sense of just take the deaths and take nothing else into account, you have places like District of Columbia, 61 of their 80 deaths are black people. Mississippi, 85 out of 129 deaths, black. Louisiana, 524 of the 805 are.
Yeah, but these are all people that have a predominantly black population. So yeah, there's going to be more black people. That's just stupid fucking statistics being twisted.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the District of Columbia has an insanely large black population. So yeah. And they are.
You know what state doesn't have a large black population?
You know what else the District of Columbia has? Rich fucking white politicians. So did they get better health care? Yeah, they do. That's not fucking news. Everybody knows that. That's not a black thing. That's a rich politician bullshit thing. But go to Italy. Go to China. Go to fucking Brazil. Those numbers are not. Those numbers are very different. Canada. Those numbers are different. It's a bullshit statistic.
That's right.
And why are we? Who does it matter? Does it really matter at the end of the day what the color of the dead person's skin is? Fuck off. Save humans. Don't start doing it by race, you retards. Fuck off, news.
I was hoping to get to all that rant after I spit out a couple more numbers because the numbers are just so humorous to me.
Go, dude, no, spit out numbers.
Okay, some of my personal favorites. Arizona. They've had 112 deaths. 4 of them were black.
There you go. Yeah, I'm so on board now.
Right? Washington. Over by Seattle, or over where Seattle is, I should say. Over by Seattle, over where Seattle is.
That's how most Americans probably think of it, too.
It's true. They've had 517 deaths. 15 of those deaths were black.
That's not even 10%.
No, that's 1%. That's less than 1%.
You guys can fucking... Your own stats don't make sense in your fucking... God damn it.
Mm-hmm. This is what's insane about the fact that you want to have these things done, because because of the fact that you've got things like District of Columbia, Mississippi, Louisiana, South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama were a little more predominant in the more black people are.
That's like saying in the Northwest Territories, all the deaths are Inuit. Oh, really? Well, fuck.
Right? Clearly, this is a racist fucking
In
COVID
Antarctica,
thing now.
all the deaths were penguins. Fuck off.
This is just... Oh, my God.
Yeah, it comes from 5G towers, and it's a fucking white supremacist. Fuck you. God damn it. This is just news suffering, like just trying to make something interesting that's not at all. First of all, fuck you for dragging race into it. News, not gourd. News organizations. Why is that a thing? It's the human fucking race that's being affected by this thing. It's not any one race. We're all getting fucked in the world. Ask the World Health Organization.
But you know what's funny about this? So you've got out of the country, out of the whole country.
I'm still on their
got
website. I have
a
no
rate
idea how
of-
long we've been going. Sorry, we've got out of the.
They've got a rate of
We're
what?
talking America, the country of
America.
America.
the country of America.
God bless America.
Out of the country of America, you've got a rate of nearly 30% of the deaths are African Americans, which only account for 14.2% of the population.
Yeah.
So 30% of the people have died when you only have 14% of the population there. So when you look at it of that very specific thing, don't look at any about where the states are, where the deaths are. You just look at that number and say, wow, this is affecting a lot more black people than is anybody else.
That's because
But the funny thing is, and this is what none of this article is about.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Go ahead before
When you look at things like in the New Mexico, where they have a very high rate of Native Americans in New Mexico, so like 37% of the state's cases were Native Americans.
Wow, what a crazy! I never would have guessed that.
That's so weird, right?
And if it's breaking news to you that a lot of the black people in America are treated inequitably and don't have the same access to good health care as white people, and it's not other races, and that was just fucking white people. So, yeah, Americans treat black people like shit. That's not fucking news.
That's
It's
just fact.
shitty. It's not a good thing. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It's a fucking terrible bullshit thing that happens, but it's not news that it happens.
Now, here's one that'll make you laugh. Arizona, we just covered Arizona. 4 out of the 112 deaths, 4 of them were black people. That hits their stats because that covers their narrative.
Yeah, of course.
But
Yeah.
out of that 112 deaths, taking out the 4, so that leaves, out of the 112, taking out the 4, leaves down to 98 deaths. Out of the 98 deaths left over, 30 of them were Native Americans.
And how many of them were actually COVID? And we're not just fucking your news guy going, oh, well, yeah, see, it's COVID.
6.
Yes, out of all the deaths in America, only 6 were COVID. That's probably right.
I wouldn't be overly surprised.
Shiva
I
will now look favorably on your crops for being right with that answer. That would be a fucked up game show, hey? If you get the answer wrong, Shiva will fuck up your crops.
Oh my God.
Like
that could be a lot of fun to watch.
Game show of the gods. You're just like, you're on there, and if you're wrong, you gotta put a spear through your face, and then your crops will suck. With the host from that fucking Weakest Link.
Oh, that bitch. Oh, mean and cruel.
Shiva does not look favorably on your crops.
Goodbye.
Fuck it, let Greta host it.
So good.
Let Greta host it. How dare you?
How dare you?
Shiva, Miss Shiva, punish you
Shh.
with the many arms of Vishnu.
Shiva.
Fuck off.
Shiva kicked their ass.
You guys
How
are all
dare
dumb.
they?
Go listen to go join the World Health Organization, you retards. Fuck. I
so
hate, the news just this is a bad time to have a news show when you hate the fucking news, but
yeah, that's true.
There you go. Kids, I'm just going to get angrier and angrier. This is Gord. What Gord's doing is actually incredibly helpful, and I hope you guys are getting it. Because he's presenting the news the way it's presented in the world, and when you hear it through the Eric and Gord filter and go, wait a minute. That's fucked. This is the shit that caused this. It wasn't the Chinese. It wasn't the bats. It was this kind of bullshit reporting that caused everything we're going through right now. And we've been warning you for 2 years. So all you guys that are listening to me and Gord every night, you're wonderful and we love you and you're safe and you're smart. And you're going to live and be fruitful and your crops will be well. Everyone who's watching network television news to this day, you're all fucked.
Mm-hmm. Every one of you.
Fuck's sakes. That's all I got on that. I hope everyone understands that I'm never mad at Gord. I just like to get yelly. It's not him. It's me.
So I hope Bruce Willis was quarantining with his ex-wife. Why the fuck would you do that?
When was the last time Bruce Willis was out? Who gives a shit?
Just flipped past and happened to see that. Bruce Willis is with Bruce Willis is with his ex-wife, but yet his own wife. Here's why she's not there. I'm like,
of course not. If I'm quarantining, I'm going with Demi Moore.
Right?
Sorry, sweetums. No, that's Bruce Willis. Who cares? Bruce Willis. I love Bruce Willis, but come on. I thought he's been quarantining since like fucking Pulp Fiction.
He very well might have been. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Nobody's been paying attention. Like that's one thing I love when these celebrities that you don't give a fuck about show up on the news. Like you got like fucking Screech and Kathy Griffin and Tony Danza and all these people talking about like go away. Nobody cares if you have coronavirus or not. We all thought you were dead anyway. That's just disrespectful to Brian Dennehy, if you ask me. So there, Bruce Willis. Way to disrespect Brian Dennehy. Great. One of the greatest actors of our time. And you just come out on the day he's dead with this bullshit story? That's just rude. Oh, fuck. I tried to hold that laugh in. But I'm sad about Brian Dennehy.
So good. That was so good. I don't even know who Brian Dennehy is, except for he was mentioned on fucking the South Park movie.
Yeah, there's a fantastic song by a Kelowna band. Hey, shout out to Kelowna. There's a band when I was in high school. They had a great song about him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so what would primetime TV be without Brian Dennehy? It was good.
Oh, that's so good.
The man, I love the man. He's Tommy Boy's dad. Like, he's always in something good. Like, if you've ever seen a movie, then you've liked him in something.
Oh, it's so funny.
He will be missed.
What would Brian Boitano do? I'm right here. No, who the fuck are you? I'm not Brian Boitano. Oh,
how come one of them doesn't get coronavirus and die? Like, come on.
Isn't it strange that no actual celebrity, they've all claimed to have gotten it, but none of them have died? Isn't that strange?
Well, no, it's not strange at all. They have access to the best doctors in the world because they're rich. They all got tested before the rest of the world was even allowed. I got a buddy who's dying. He's like on his deathbed dying. They wouldn't test him because he's never traveled. He's never traveled outside of Canada ever in his life. So they're not testing him because he clearly couldn't. But fucking these celebrities, they've all been, every single one of them's been tested.
Joe Rogan bragged that he got tested twice in 3 days.
That's awesome, Joey Rogan. You're great. That's fantastic. Good to hear you're doing okay.
Nobody cares.
And there's a guy who makes $20 million a year sitting here talking like us. So he can afford a decent doctor who takes good care of him, and then he doesn't fucking die. No, celebrities never die until they want to.
Yeah. You know something that came up the other day? I was looking at some news and
something came up. Vomit?
No, not yet. There's a meme that came across on social media about I mentioned this to you actually last week. I think it was about Woody Allen. Why is it that nobody has brought up shit saying about Woody Allen, the fact that he's bucking his paid for fucking daughter, and that's who he's married to? We were just talking about how fucked up that was and how he's so highly respected in the industry, but meanwhile, this is the guy who, has been basically.
Look, the point I was trying to make is if that shit went down now, he would get fucking lynched. But like in the 90s, it was.
But why is this? Well, yeah, but since everybody else is being lynched for shit they did in the 90s, why is he not being lynched for the fact that that's what he did?
Because he didn't rape anybody.
No, he just married his paid-for daughter.
Yeah, I think it's just as fucked up as the next guy. But we're not after weird, eccentric, crazy sex shit. We're after rapists right now. When we're done with them, I'm sure Rose McGowan has a plan.
Fucking Rose McGowan. That's all we fucking need.
I'm sure Woody's into the crosshairs somewhere. It's just now is not his time. We'll get around it. We'll get around. Maybe it's because there's only one of him. Like you can't have a Me Too movement that's just about one dude.
Woody, the Woody 2 movement.
The Woody 2 movement. Woody, like a question? Woody?
Did he?
Did he? Yeah, he did. But that's the thing. Like nobody else has done that fucked up shit. So you can't have like the world's not gonna. You can't just lynch a guy. It's not like like what Weinstein did. That's a thing that needs to be reined in because a whole bunch of them are doing it. What he did, only one fucking weirdo did that. So everybody knows that's not like a thing that's going on. That's one fucking guy, and the whole world knew, and everyone went, "Ew." But we want to be in your movie. So yeah,
I always never liked his movies.
That's. I think that's probably why he's a pathetic old man, and nobody else is getting on board with that. Nobody's like, well, maybe he just didn't understand the rules, and the rules aren't clear. In the 70s, you could grab a girl and kiss her, and that was fine. Like, there's no, at some point, it was okay to buy an Asian person and marry them. There's no point where that was like misconstrued as the lines were blurry ever. Like you should adopt a child, raise her, and marry her when she's 21. That's never been like a gray area there.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
So
it's just fucking.
Why can't you? Why don't you agree with me to eliminate 2/3 of the population? I don't get it.
Like I'm not on the side of the Me Too movement that's like was confused, but I get it. I can see how like an 80-year-old news anchor who was getting tail for 30 years because of it, and now he doesn't get why. But now he's wrong for it. But for 30 years it was totally fine. I get why he's confused. I don't agree with him, but I get it. Woody Allen's not confused, and nobody else is either. And in case you guys don't know, if we have some young listeners, don't adopt children from other countries and then brainwash them and marry them when they're older. We frown upon that. It's not like illegal, apparently, but it's frowned upon.
Apparently, it's fully accepted, but we just think it's a bad thing.
I'm looking on Wish.com every night for one, but they don't come up for sale very often.
My last one, my credit card got rejected before she arrived. So
what a fucking thing! And I mail order bride. I'm all for it. I've said I will gladly marry anyone for citizenship. You only got to be married 2 years. I'm good. We can do that. So that's fine. But that's just not a child. Don't fucking. Oh God. And it's not like that kid was normal to begin with. It's raised by fucking Woody Allen. How weird is she?
Who was Woody Allen's wife? Who was the mother?
Mia Farrow.
Mia Farrow, that's right.
And that's why it's Ronan Farrow is like Rose McGowan's big champion of all this shit because he claiming that Woody raped him.
Could you imagine being
So wait a
raped by
minute.
Woody Allen? How
What I
fucking
said-
weak do you have to be?
What I said was totally wrong. He totally is a rapist, allegedly. Because Ronan Farrow's... I forgot about Ronan Farrow because it doesn't matter. If Woody Allen raped you, that's kind of normal. Let's be honest. At least he didn't fucking marry ya. Right? Like, count your blessings, dude. You could have been her.
Oh my god.
That could go down as one of the worst things I've ever said on this show.
Yeah.
I feel a little bad. I do. I actually insulted myself just a tiny bit there.
Wait, did Rowan actually say that? Because I know that Rowan Farrow was instrumental in uncover allegations against Harvey Weinstein, but did he?
I could be confusing the stories, but I'm pretty sure he's accused Woody of doing it. I could be off. I could be off base on that. I thought I had heard that, but I could be wrong.
Weird, gross. Did you? I just couldn't.
No.
How weak do you have to be to not fight off Woody Allen? Like,
Well, it's his
The guy's the
dominating
size of a-
personality.
have you ever heard him speak?
Yes, I've seen all his movies. I quite enjoy a couple of his movies.
I've never seen one that I've enjoyed.
Yeah, well, you're not really in much of a minority there. Lots of people agree with you. Some of them are clever. I prefer. There's people that do his like style of filmmaking much better, in my opinion. Albert Brooks, the guy who does like Defending Your Life, which is one of the greatest movies ever made. It's very kind of Woody Allen-ish, but much funnier and much more intelligent, and just a better lead guy. If you like that style of filmmaking and you want better, go watch Albert Brooks movies. They're awesome. They're way better. Woody Allen's weird. Like, it's weird. I don't get why that respect thing started for him and why it's like such a delight to be in his movies. I don't know. I don't care. Like, the behind the scenes shit doesn't interest me, so I don't know. Like, actors are fucking boring. Let's be honest. Your lives are stupid. I don't want to know about them. I just want you to act. It's the same thing with like the dude who fixes my guitars. I don't care. You just fix my guitar. Same thing with you. I don't give a shit. Just act. Shut up. But if you want to be on my show, fill out the contact page at ericandgord.live. We'd love to have you on.
Oh, it's so bad. Oh my god. All right, I'm done. I'm going to bed.
Done. I will
I'm
talk to you
done.
about this. Is so great. I'm so glad you decided.
This
to
is
do
one of
this
the
tonight.
best episodes we've done in a while.
I think you're right about that, my friend, and I hope you guys agree. Write in, give us some love. We definitely need it. And until next time, which I hope's tomorrow, but I don't know. It's all up to Gord.
Quite possibly.
Until next time, please, I mean this. I do. Take care of each other.
Or don't, because apparently that doesn't matter either.
It's not going to do any good, that's for sure.
This is Eric and Gord.
Oh, I played the intro instead of the outro again. There we go.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.